If you've heard about Claude Code and assumed it was just for software engineers, you're missing the most powerful tool released in the last year for normal people. Claude Code can rename 1,000 files, organize your entire downloads folder, build you a personal app, edit dozens of documents at once, and pull information from the internet for you without you writing a single line of code. Today, I'm going to show you what Claude Code actually does for non-coders, with 5 real examples you can copy tonight. By the end, you'll either be installing it or kicking yourself for not knowing about it sooner.
The branding on this thing is terrible. The word code makes people who don't code immediately tune out, which is a shame, because Claude Code is closer to having a personal assistant who lives in your computer than it is to a programming tool. It just happens to do its work by writing little programs to get things done. Here's the actual mental model. Claude Code is an AI that sits on your computer and can do anything you'd hire a virtual assistant to do, but it does it instantly, without complaining, and for the cost of an API call. You tell it what you want in plain English. It figures out how to do it. You approve, and it does it. You don't write code. You describe outcomes. The model writes the code, runs it, and shows you the result. If you don't like the result, you say so, and it fixes it. Now, you do have to install it once. The install takes about 10 minutes. Open a terminal, paste one command, sign in with your Anthropic account, done. The link to the install instructions is in the description. After that, you're typing requests in English and watching things happen. Let me show you the 5 things I use it for the most as a non-coder. You know that folder on your computer that has 15 years of downloads in it? The one with 300 files named document.pdf and screenshot at 342.png? That folder is solved by Claude Code in about 12 seconds. I told Claude Code, look at every file in my downloads folder, rename them to descriptive names based on their content, group them into subfolders by type, documents, screenshots, receipts, photos, other. It did it.
800 files, properly named, properly sorted, in under a minute. The same trick works for any pile of files. Photos that need sorting by date and content, PDFs that need renaming based on what's actually in them, receipts that need extracting amounts and creating a spreadsheet. Anything you'd pay a college kid $20 to sort, Claude Code does instantly. The killer detail, Claude Code doesn't just rename based on file name, it actually reads the contents. So a PDF named scan.001.pdf gets renamed to Bank Statement March 2026 because Claude Code opened it and read what it was. Got 50 documents that all need the same change? A client renamed and you need every doc updated. You moved and need every saved address fixed. I ran this last month. I had 47 case studies on my hard drive that referenced an old company name. Tell Claude Code, find every file in this folder that mentions old company, replace with new company. Don't change anything else. Done in 10 seconds. Spock checked 5 files at random? Perfect. This works for editing tone, fixing typos across multiple drafts, standardizing formatting, swapping out outdated references. It works on Word box, text files, Markdown, code, anything text-based. The bigger the batch, the more time you save. This one feels like magic the first time. You can have Claude Code go to a website and pull information for you. I needed contact info for 30 AI tool companies for a project. Instead of clicking through 30 websites, I told Claude Code, visit these 30 URLs, find the contact email and the founder name on each, and put it in a spreadsheet. 2 minutes, spreadsheet, done. What would have been 90 minutes of clicking and copy-pasting was a single sentence to Claude Code. This is the use case that turns Claude Code from neat tool into I cannot live without this. Anything that involves visiting a bunch of pages and pulling repetitive info is now effectively free. Comparing prices, pulling reviews, aggregating job listings, compiling research. This is where non-coders are going to surprise themselves. Claude Code can build you small custom tools, actual working software for your specific weird needs. Example, I have a recurring spreadsheet I build for a side project. Same format every time, but the data is different. I told Claude Code, build me a tool where I paste in raw data and it formats it into the spreadsheet I always make. Make it a web page I can use in my browser. 20 minutes later, I had a web page that lives on my computer that does exactly that. Nobody else can use it because it's tuned to my exact needs, but it does my version of that task in 3 seconds instead of 15 minutes. You can build little tools for whatever you do regularly. A bill-splitting helper, a meal planner, a timer that does the exact thing you want, a converter for a unit you keep needing. The tools are tiny and ugly and only useful to you, but they're free and they take 20 minutes.
Last one.
and arguably the most underrated. Claude Code can read every file on your computer and answer questions about your own stuff. I asked it last week, what did I write about pricing in any document on my computer in the last 6 months? It scanned every file, pulled relevant excerpts from 12 documents, and gave me a summary. Things I'd written and forgotten, notes from old meetings, drafts I never finished, all surfaced in one go. This is the local version of a personal AI knowledge base. Your computer becomes searchable by question, not by file name. Anything you've written down anywhere is now fair game. Here's the thing about all 5 of these. None of them required me to write code. I described what I wanted. Claude Code wrote and ran whatever it needed to write to get the result. I never saw the code unless I asked. This is the future the marketing team got wrong. The AI revolution for normal people isn't chat. Chat is what we got first because it was easy to ship. The actual revolution is software that does things for you in the background, that listens to plain English, that doesn't require any specialist knowledge to operate. Claude Code is one of the first tools that actually delivers on that promise. There will be more, but you can use this one today, this week, for free with an Anthropic account. The install link is in the description. The 5 example prompts I just walked through are also in the description. Copy them, modify them for your own life. Watch what happens.
If you take one thing from this video, take this. Stop assuming code tools are for coders. The line between I write code and I describe outcomes and an AI writes code is gone. You're on the right side of that line right now, today, whether you know it or not. The first time you watch Claude Code rename 300 files in 8 seconds, or pull data from 20 websites in 2 minutes, or build you a custom tool in 20 minutes, something clicks. You start seeing every repetitive task in your life as something you could automate. That's the real shift. Install it tonight. Run one of the 5 examples. Start small. Try the file organization one. It's the most fun first taste. Then come back to the comments and tell me what you ran it on. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe. Next week, I'm showing you how I generate a full week of content in 2 hours using AI, and that one's going to be controversial. See you in the next one.